Today on Herndon Live, we look at all the events leading up to Justin Bieber's arrest.
Also, Mayor Lisa Merkel came down and sat with us and had a quick interview with Casey Molina.
Those stories and more as Herndon Live gets underway.
Good afternoon, I'm Yen.
And I'm Jack Norcross.
Today our top story is Justin Bieber's arrest in Miami Beach earlier Thursday morning. Bieber was caught drag racing against the Def Jam recording artist and close friend Khalil.
Bieber was in a rented Lamborghini while Khalil was in a Ferrari. Two SUVs were blocking the street that they were drag racing on. 4 a.m. Thursday morning, police arrested Bieber after being uncooperative.
In the police report that the Miami Beach Police Department released, it said that Bieber refused to get out of the car after being asked multiple times. Also, the officer reported that he smelled a scent of alcohol in Bieber's breath. Meanwhile, Bieber was throwing around the F-bomb when being asked to get out of the car and saying, quote, why the F did you do this? What the F did I do? And why did you stop me? Then, once he finally got out of the car, the officer asked for Bieber to put his hands on the vehicle so they could pat him down and check him for weapons.
Then, taking it a step further, Bieber said, I ain't going no effing weapons. Why do you have to search me? And what the F is this about? Finally, after that, the police grabbed his hand and stated that he was under arrest. Bieber then began to resist by trying to pull his right arm. Once arriving at the police station, they could smell the alcohol in his breath and saw that he had red, bloodshot eyes. Here is Justin Bieber's reaction when the judge told him what he would be charged for. Let's take a look.
You are charged with the following: DUI, alcohol or drugs, resisting without violence, and driving with an expired driver's license. Broken down, $1,000 resisting without violence, $1,000 for the DUI, and $500 for the expired driver's license. Is there anything else before me involving Mr. Bieber?
No, Your Honor, but thank you.
All right, so in the end, Bieber was charged for drinking under the influence of drugs and alcohol, resisting without violence, and a 6-month expired driver's license from Georgia, and apparently drunk driving in Florida is not a felony but a misdemeanor, which is different. So he could have been charged a lot more if he was in Virginia per se.
Yeah, Twitter and social medias were blowing up about that the other day.
Yeah, but anyway, we have a lot of other news stories happening right here around Herndon. The Broadway Cabaret at Herndon High School will be Saturday and Monday afternoon. Or Monday night, I should say. It was rescheduled after the snow day yesterday, and we sure did get a lot of snow. Okay,
I'm looking forward to that.
Casey Molina will have a little recap about what the snow brought to us, and also we had a 2-hour delay today, and we also, but we were gone, we were off of school for almost a week, including that Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
So Casey will have the weather with us later today, but right now we have her with an interview with the Mayor of Herndon, Mayor Lisa Merkel, and let's go to that.
Okay, so I'm here with Mayor Lisa. We're just going to ask her a couple questions today. So first question is, where did you grow up?
Well, thanks for having me here. And I actually grew up in Montgomery, Alabama. All of my family, most of my family still lives there, and I lived there until the day I got married in 1996.
Okay. So when you were our age, what did you do?
So you guys are high school, right?
Yeah.
Like or 10th, 11th, 12th?
Yeah,
right?
9th to 12th.
Okay, yeah. 9th through 12th. Well, I was in the band. I played the flute, and then I played the xylophone, actually, with the drum line, which was really fun. I liked that a lot better. I should have started that in 7th grade. But I also I had a job. I worked part-time at Harco Drugs. It was kind of like a CVS, and I worked in the pharmacy.
Okay.
And I did a lot of babysitting and spent a lot of time at the lake trying to learn to water ski, but I wasn't very good at that.
Awesome. Wow. Water skiing. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was a lot warmer in Alabama than it is
Yeah.
here, especially today.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you want to tell us a little bit about your family?
Sure. Well, I'm married. My husband is Dave. He works in the computer science industry. He works for Mandiant and FireEye. And I have 2 kids. They're in elementary school. Lila is in kindergarten, and Zachary is in 4th grade. And so we're pretty busy with ballet and soccer most of the time.
Oh, soccer. I
Oh,
play
yeah, soccer all the time. Do you?
It's very time consuming,
Yeah. What do you play? What position?
I play forward.
Really?
yeah.
Zachary loves forward. Sometimes he gets stuck playing goalie. But
Yeah.
he's pretty good at that, but not a lot of action
Okay.
sometimes when
Yeah.
you're with the 4th graders. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to tell us a little bit about what your inspiration was to run for mayor?
Sure. Well, I never dreamed that I would run for mayor or for any type of political office, but when we moved to downtown Herndon actually it was 2002 when we moved in, both Dave and I both thought it was just such a great place to live with the downtown and Friday Night Live and the library and all those things. And so I was teaching elementary school at the time, and then when we started our family, when Zachary was born, I stayed at home to be a stay-at-home mom, and I started paying attention to what was going on in town, and I just was, I really love where we live, and I thought, maybe I can make a difference. So I ran for town council and then later for mayor because I was hoping that we'd be able to build a nice downtown and just make sure that while the whole area starts, it's so busy and big with, Washington, D.C. and all the traffic and people everywhere, I wanted to make sure that we embrace all of those things, but also keep the small town charm in our, our nice downtown that everybody loves so much.
Yeah, one of the things that I really like about Herndon is that it definitely has a small town feel.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And, it's fun to go downtown and see all your neighbors and, all the people that work in all the restaurants. And, the bike trail is great.
Yeah.
Do you bike?
I love the bike trail. Actually, I run on it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we walk out there a lot. My husband's a big runner and a cyclist, and I was always out with my baby stroller. And so the cyclists didn't love us so much back then, but we're a little faster now. But it really is great because you can get to Reston Town Center or go out to Ashburn for the
you
barbecue
can get to
and
anywhere.
ice cream. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So what is the most rewarding part of what you do?
Being mayor? I think probably the most rewarding part is doing fun things like this. I get to go out and meet people in the community that I might not have gotten to meet otherwise. And it's always nice when someone comes and they have a problem they need help with and you're actually able to help them.
Yeah.
So I really think that's the best part, is just really getting to know the people in the community.
Yeah. Awesome. And so you want to tell us some upcoming changes in Herndon?
Wow, well, we have a lot going on. Our metro station, they're about to open phase 1 in Reston here any day now in the next couple of months.
Wow, that's exciting.
I know, it really is. And so it's coming to Herndon next. It'll go out to the airport. Right now they're saying 2018. So when you guys come back to visit from college, you can take the train into the city. So we're planning to build our metro station area, and then, but probably more closely is our downtown master plan. We passed that a few years ago, and I've been talking with developers, people who want to come and build in our downtown, and we have a plan that keeps it that small town charm. But we want to get a restaurant or maybe a Busboys and Poets or something fun like that in our downtown. And we're doing some other things that aren't quite as exciting, like some street improvements for some intersections that have a lot of traffic and things like that. We're getting a new fire station, so that's going to start. They have to build a temporary station over by Horn Motors for the fire station to be settled while they're building it. So that's going to start this spring. And also, I guess one last thing. There's a lot going on. One last thing is that we're going to start lighting the trail, the WNOD trail.
That's going to be great.
It is. So just from the downtown over close to where the post office is, and it eventually will go all the way to Crestview. So it'll make it easier to walk into downtown and walk home from Friday Night Live and the Herndon Festival and feel all safe.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Those are all the questions we have today. Thank you for joining us.
Great. Thanks for having us. I can't wait to keep watching your show. This is a great thing you guys are doing.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, and thanks to Mayor Merkel for that, but we are joined here, who's doing the weather again, Casey Molina.
Hi, guys.
Casey, before you start the weather, how about you tell us about the prom drive that I hear is going on in Reston Community Center?
Okay, so Reston Community Center is going to be collecting prom dresses. This actually started on January 3rd, and it's going to be going up until February 7th. So then come March 8th, Reston Community Center will be giving away these prom dresses, but up until February 7th, you're welcome to donate shoes, handbags, shawls, prom accessories. So it would be a really big help to girls who want cheap prom dresses.
Yes, and so on March 8th, Casey will be covering that story.
Yeah.
And so why don't we let you do the weather?
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
All right. So we got a lot of snow this week. Fairfax County had a lot of closings. So let's take a look at the first slide here. Let's see. Yeah, so here's a clip of it just snowed a lot near George Mason area, I believe. And so that was earlier this week. Next slide is, get the clip. Oh yeah, so this was a recap. So all the snow and ice. It was very icy this past week. So next slide. So yeah, so right now it looks like it's partly cloudy. There's a wind is at about 50 miles per hour, which isn't typically very fast, but we got a lot of wind chill. So we're at 19 degrees right now, but it's supposed to drop down to about 10 degrees tonight. Okay, so tomorrow we've got some more snow in the area, 30% chance of snow showers later in the day, a high of 36, so a little bit warmer we're looking at this week with the low of 10 degrees. And so Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy, 10% chance of precipitation. I don't think we're looking at a lot of snow, and a high of 27, so again, a little bit warmer than we've been experiencing. Monday, so Monday is going to be a high of, it looks like 35, and a low of 9 degrees, or 8. So we're dropping back down into the lower temperatures as the week goes on. And then Tuesday, partly cloudy, so we'll get a little bit of sun in there. So 17 degrees, and then a low of 5 degrees. So as you can see, the degrees are definitely fluctuating, so make sure you bring your jackets, guys, because it's going to drop back down pretty low. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 20 and a low of 9 degrees. So we're staying pretty constant here, but definitely make sure you bundle up. It looks like it's going to get cold again, so just be ready for that. All right.
So, thank you for the weather.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Next, we're going to go to Elise with her segment on EmbroidMe. Let's go check that out.
Hi, I'm here at the EmbroidMe in Herndon, and I'm talking to Mr. Packard, the owner. So you and your wife have owned this for years, and you've recently celebrated the anniversary of the opening. So can you just tell me a little bit about how the shop has evolved over the years and what you've done in the community?
Well, it was about 10 years ago, my wife and I were thinking we wanted to be in a business together, and so we started looking at ideas, and she had worked with the PTA and schools and had purchased promotional products and logo wear that way, and she thought that might be a good business, so we took a look at it, found the EmbroidMe franchise, and one thing led to another, and 9 years ago this month we opened up this location.
Okay, and how long would you say the average is for this process to take?
Well, depending on the size of the logo, small average logo if you're embroidering, you're looking at maybe about 7,000 stitches, and you can probably run 50 pieces in a day to do that. If you look at some of the larger logos, if you look at something like a 20,000 logo, which would be the size of maybe a 3-inch circle on your chest, that would probably take, you'd be able to sew out maybe 25 of those, or half the time, or twice as long to take to sew that out. So we price our materials based on the time it takes to sew it out, and of course the cost that it takes us to get and acquire the materials.
And embroidering is your most popular method?
Embroidery is, most people like the embroidery. It's very professional looking. Corporate America is now casual wear, and a lot of businesses will get their logo imprinted on their shirts and jackets and hats.
Yeah. Okay. So right now we're here where an embroidery happens in front of the machines. So do you want to just walk us through those?
Yeah, well, once our design has been developed, we bring it over here, we just pull it into the computer. Everything's computer generated now. And so we pick our design, we have to tell the system what color to what needle, and then we have to make sure that the proper colors are on there. We can have 12 colors at a time, but we can mix and match the colors as the design goes through. And it will go down, we can do 4 pieces at a time, and the design will switch back and forth the colors just depending on how it was made. The quality of the design makes a big difference on how it will sew out. You really want a good, tight quality in your design so that it makes the process very easy and smooth.
And when you started, did you always have these 4 machines, or have you expanded those?
These are the machines that we started with. They're considered old in the industry now, but they're big workhorses. Brother is one of the well-known names in the industry, but there's much more advanced and much more quieter machines. And, probably one day I'll be getting one of those.
And so this is the direct-to-garment printer. This is a digital printer. Instead of embroidering, is it more cost-effective this way?
If you're doing T-shirts, for instance, it's very cost-effective. Typically, you want to print rather than embroider, and you can print lots of them inexpensively as opposed to embroidery.
It's faster too, I assume?
Much faster than embroidery.
All right, so do you want to show us how this works?
Sure. A lot of times companies will come to us and we'll either design a logo or they'll bring us their logo, and what they want is some T-shirts printed. You can traditionally do it screen printing, which is 1 color at a time is the way it's made, but we can take any photograph, any picture, any artwork and go ahead and print it. So for instance, if I wanted to print Herndon Live, or I wanted to print a picture of this logo here, all I'd have to do is lay it out. I could change the letters and the words and anything I wanted to. I can add letters and words, just put anything you could do on your typical Photoshop. But for instance, if I wanted to print this picture here, Herndon Live, I drop it in my picture onto the program, and let's say I wanted to take a full chest, full front of a shirt. I pretend that this is my T-shirt. I enlarge the picture the size I want it to, set it where I'm going to do, in the middle of the shirt, and then I come over and hit print, and it sends it to my printer just like it would at your desktop. And then I come over to the printer, put the T-shirt on the platen, the print's downloaded, and we hit print. And what it will do is go ahead and print it just like your laser on the desktop. And the nice thing about the direct-to-garment is that this print is eco-friendly, it's water-soluble, and once you put it on the shirt, it's actually dyed into the garment of the shirt, so there's no feel to it. And you can wash it, and it won't come out, and it outlasts the shirt. And we have to heat it after we print it so that it cures the ink and so that it will stay in the fabric. And that'll take 30 seconds to cure it. Once it comes off the printer, it's done, and you can go right to wearing it. We cure it for 30 seconds. Once that's done, it's completely dry. As I say, hot off the press, you have a new T-shirt.
Yeah.
This is our laser system, and it does a few things for us. We can literally burn or etch logos into apparel. Typically, we would look at polyester or fleece type products. We can also use polo shirts. It's very popular, and what it does is it literally burns off the top layer of a fabric so that you get a tone-on-tone look to your logo. As an example, we can show you what it would look like afterwards. Once we take a design and we have a lot of flexibility of where we put it on the garment, we can literally put it across zippers, across buttons, we can put it at any angle you want, down sleeves, and literally again it just burns the etching right into the fabric. And as an example, I'll show you how that works. Once we put up our design, we put it into the computer system, and then we take whether it's a shirt, a blanket, a jacket, it doesn't matter. In this case I'm using a scarf. We simply lay out the scarf onto the table, and the computer is giving us an outline of where that design is going to be cut into. And all I do is once it's laid out and I give it the proper settings on how hot to burn and how fast to burn, you will literally etch that logo into the fabric. The process begins here. I think we go. It's complete.
In EmbroidMe, there's more than just t-shirts and jackets. They also happen to make hats, sunglasses, water bottles, various merchandise for companies. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We consider ourselves the promotional marketing partner for a lot of businesses, and a lot of times that involves promotions and marketing and sales. And we like to use tools to help us along, and each tool has a purpose. And whether it's a giveaway or it's designed to bring people into your business or to promote an event, they all have useful. And it's been shown that when promotional items are used, that 80% of the people who receive them will remember the organization who gave them that promotional item. We use lots of promotional items. Here's everything from pens, mugs, stress balls are great. You can't go into an office in America, I don't think, and not find some stress balls. One of my favorites, though, is the gift cards, the music gift cards. People love receiving these, especially in thank you cards. They simply just have an amount that the business would put on there. You give these away as a promotion. It enforces your name, and it allows them to download music at their own leisure and whatever kind that they want. And that in itself will help remember their name.
And is all this made here?
We don't make the products here. We put together the artwork, the specifications, we send it to the supplier will put it back together and then send it back to us.
Okay, yeah. So you just send in an order for, say, a water bottle to the company, and you just put together the specifications and design, and they'd send you this back?
That's exactly. And we put together whatever the product specifications are going to be, the logo design, the size, the colors, and any detail that would be important to the customer. We like to have proofs to make sure that everything's going on track, and then hopefully we meet our deadlines.
All right. And so I also understand that your company kind of does some charity events. You give away free embroidery for people that donate jackets.
We do in the wintertime. We work with Cornerstones, formerly Reston Interfaith, with their coat drive, and in the fall, winter, especially December, we give away embroidery for Christmas stockings that people will bring in and donate to the coat drive. We also are active in the Rotary and many of the community events that happen in the town of Herndon. We like to support organizations whenever we can, whether it's through products, donations, or time spent volunteering.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you for talking to us today.
Thanks. It was great to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elise, for that.
All right, well, in 2 weeks, many people all over the country and maybe even all around the world will be watching the Super Bowl. This year, it looks like the Seattle Seahawks will be playing the Denver Broncos in northern New Jersey. Here to talk about this with us is Raleigh Hampson, who is
Hi,
a part
Raleigh.
of our Herndon Live sports team. And Raleigh, how do you celebrate the Super Bowl?
Well, you see, in my family, we invite over, we have 3 particular people we like to invite over in our nuclear family, like certain uncles and aunts, and we all gather around the TV, and we have this huge honking bowl of hot wings with spicy sauce, and it is magnifique.
That's good. So let's talk about what we can expect.
Okay, well, we certainly had a busy football weekend this week with both the AFC and NFC championships. In the AFC championship in Denver, they squared off against the prolific Patriots, but beat them with a score of 26-16. Over in Seattle, in the NFC championship, the Seattle Seahawks played against the San Francisco 49ers and defeated them with an upset score of 23-17. Now, in the Super Bowl itself, we can expect a very low-scoring game due to the Broncos' very strong offensive line and the Seahawks' very strong defensive line. It's the immovable object versus the unstoppable force in this one. Quarterback Peyton Manning sure has his cut out for him as Sherwin leads the defense of the Seahawks. And it will be a climactic game, down to the very line. Who is going to win? Only time will tell. Back to you guys.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, Raleigh. Well,
Now, have you ever wondered how the greatest bread in the Washington, D.C. area is made? Today we give you a little behind-the-scenes look.
all right, and Melissa Cisneros headed over to Great Harvest Bread right here in downtown Herndon on Station Street to see how they make that great, fresh-tasting bread. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Melissa Cisneros, and today we're going to be entering the Great Harvest Bread Company. Let's head inside. All right, today we're going to be interviewing the workers, the customers, and the owner of Great Harvest Company to figure out what this business is all about. Hi, we're here with a customer from Great Harvest. What is your name, ma'am?
Marianne,
What's your favorite thing about Great Harvest?
fresh bread, everything. Everything really. As soon as I come in here, I smell the freshly baked bread, and my favorite is the apple scrapple.
Oh, that's one of my favorites too. Hello, we're here with a worker from Great Harvest. What is your name?
I'm Angie.
All right, what is your job?
I'm a counter clerk, so pretty much I sell the bread and I give people free slices at the bread counter. Why do I love it? It's a really good atmosphere. Like, everyone's really friendly, and Tim's a great boss. So,
Thank you so much for letting us interview you today. All right, we're here with the Great Harvest Bread Company customer. What is your name, sir?
Dave Yerg.
All right, and how long have you been coming to this shop?
Probably about 10 years.
Oh, wow. So what is your favorite part about coming here?
We love coming here and getting the fresh piece of bread before we pick out our loaf. So
Of course. And what is your favorite bread?
our favorite bread is apple scrapple.
That is one of my favorites too. Hi, we're here with another worker from Great Harvest. What is your name, sir?
James Scheffler.
All right, and what is your job here?
I'm head baker.
All right, and what do you do specifically?
Mostly make the bread, sponges and doughs, and then cookies, scones, muffins, things like that.
Why do you like working here?
It's a fun environment. We use all fresh ingredients, and mostly just for the fun environment. I like making food, like making bread. So.
How long does the bread process take?
Well, we get here at 4:30, and each bread probably takes about 3 hours to make.
Wow, that's a long time. Yeah. All right, thank you so much for letting us interview today. Hi, I'm here with the owner of the Great Harvest Bread Company.
Hi, yes, I'm Tim Griskowski.
All right, sir, how long have you been working here?
I started working at Great Harvest in 2001, and I've been here ever since.
All right, what is your favorite part of your job?
I love interacting with the customers that come through the door. It's great to get to know everybody's faces and names, and hopefully see them on a regular basis.
So who are the founders of Great Harvest Bread Company?
Great Harvest Bread Companies are all independently owned franchises. They started in the 70s. Pete and Laura Wakeman started the first Great Harvest, and their philosophy was to create good quality, fresh, whole wheat breads, and we've just continued doing that. This location here in Herndon was opened by Jack and Lori Corky in 1990, and in 2010 I purchased a store from them. But essentially we've been doing the same thing, making high quality breads with high quality ingredients every day that we're open for the customers of the town and surrounding area.
All right, thank you so much, Tim, and for letting me interview you today and letting me visit your store. All right, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. You guys come back soon, okay?
Thank you. Here we are with the knead of bread.
Yeah, so we're going to knead a loaf of bread. I'll show you how we knead the loaf of bread, and then I'll let you do it, okay?
All right.
So you can see we have fresh dough. This is made with our fresh ground whole wheat flour, and this one has all sorts of things in it, seeds and nuts. We weigh it out into equal portions, and then we take it and we try to make it into a nice round loaf. We make most of our loaves here at Great Harvest round loaves by hand, and we do it like that. So I'm going to push it back out, and I'm going to let you try it yourself. Go ahead.
Just like fold it.
You fold it and tuck it, and use your hand a little bit to round it over. It's a skill. So you want to pull it back over, and then we're going to take it and we cut it in almost like that, and pull it out, and down. Now, so you try that. And go here, see a nice round loaf of bread. You're doing well. You're doing excellent. Very cool. And then now you got it into a round loaf, which is really nice. You hold that. We're going to take a sharp knife, and on a lot of our loaves of bread, we'll cut a really nice design in it. Some of them, it helps it do some other things, but it also looks pretty, and we want to make our product look pretty as well as taste great. Here we are in our mill room, and this is where we mill the whole wheat flour. We get our wheat from Montana, and we mill it in 3 bags at a time. We have fresh flour for all our breads. It's the equivalent of using fresh ground coffee to make a good quality cup of coffee. We use fresh ground wheat to make a good loaf of bread. And if you can see in here, we've got large brute containers. We've got 6 of them here that we use with the whole wheat flour. And each day we go through about 2 or 3 of these to make our good, tasty breads. Once we mix our bread in a big giant mixing bowl, we put it on the big giant mixer, and it mixes up with the big giant dough hook. You can see there, which goes in it and spins it around and around and makes it into a dough. And then, before we get to the part that we already showed you how we knead the loaves, we let it sit and rise or proof. And that helps to develop the flavors and makes a good quality loaf of bread. And here we have our oven at Great Harvest. We have a big giant oven, as big as a room, like a big giant Ferris wheel. And the breads go in the oven. And I'll stop the shelves right here, and we'll be able to see. Here's some fresh bread spinning round and round baking. It goes all the way up into the ceiling, all the way down to the floor. When it's ready to come out, we use oven mitts, just like you would use at home. And I'll show you. Here is some fresh bread that came right out of the oven, and that's our fresh honey whole wheat bread, made today, ready to go.
Hi, I'm Melissa Cisneros. Thank you for joining me today, interviewing the Great Harvest Company. And we learned a lot of interesting facts today that we all didn't know. All right, Emily and Jack, back to you.
All right, thank you, Melissa, for that segment. I loved it. So, Jack, what's your favorite bread?
I like the apple scrapple. And Allie, what's your favorite bread?
I like the apple scrapple and the honey whole wheat.
Good.
I love their seasonal breads, you know, like every season, like they have something
like the
new.
pumpkin,
They have the pumpkin one.
schmumpkin?
Yeah, that
Well, I
I
don't know what
love.
it is.
That one's my favorite.
Is that
was
it?
the
Who
best.
knows? Okay.
Okay, so Allie, hi. Today you're here sitting with us. You're going to talk about the Grammys. There are so many, you know, potential category. I mean, there are so many categories for potential winners. And so can you just break that all down for us?
Yeah.
Tell us what you think.
There are a lot of categories. I selected what are usually the most popular categories. It's the 56 Grammy Awards, and it's hosted by LL Cool J, as always. And just to start it off, I think that most pop artists this year are very happy that Adele's only nominated for Skyfall. I know that 21 got almost all the Grammys inside of all the pop categories, so it sort of sucks if you're inside of the movie categories for movie soundtracks, because my guess is Skyfall's gonna win. I just think that Adele has the best luck with the Grammys. So to get us started with Record of the Year, there's a lot of great pop songs that have been nominated. Personally, I am going to guess that Royals by Lorde is going to win. It's just a big hit, and her album, I think it's going to skyrocket this year with many sales and many success at the Grammys. She's a force to be reckoned with right now. And next, with Album of the Year, I personally believe that Daft Punk is going to do great at the Grammys. We haven't seen much of them. The last thing that we saw from them was their album for Tron Legacies. They did the movie soundtrack. And they got some Grammy Awards for that, but I think that Random Access Memories is going to win for Album of the Year. Now, on to Song of the Year. This category, honestly, for me, was the hardest to choose. Many of these have been inside the top 10 on the radio. I personally think that Same Love will win, more as a political statement, and I think that that song just sums up the year politically and just what's been going on inside of pop culture. And I think just like Daft Punk, Macklemore will definitely walk home with many Grammys. Now, Best New Artist. That is a very hard category, too. I think that it will probably Macklemore. If it's not Macklemore, definitely Ed Sheeran or Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, I feel sorry for James and Casey, but I don't think it's going to be their year. Now, for Best Pop Solo Performance, Justin Timberlake. He is going to be someone else to walk home with a lot of Grammys. This has been a new album for him. We haven't seen much from him. in the past couple of years, and I think that Mirrors will win for Best Pop Solo Performance. Now, for Best Pop Duo and Group Performance, like I said, Daft Punk is going to be a big force to be reckoned with, so my money's on Get Lucky. Now we have Best Pop Vocal Album. This one was the hardest for me to decide. Most people haven't heard the Paradise album by Lana Del Rey. Most are familiar with Born to Die. That is an amazing album, but sadly, I don't think that will win, and I don't think that Lorde will win. I am pretty sure that Justin Timberlake will walk home with a Grammy for his 2020 Experience Complete Experience. And is it. We should see some performances on CBS on Sunday by Metallica, because they had a new movie that was released this year, and Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney are reportedly going to be performing too. We might hear some Beatles tracks, Bruno Mars, Chicago, Stevie Wonder, and there might be a Lorde performance. If she doesn't perform, I encourage you to go look at her performances. She definitely has a completely different style than other pop artists, and there may be some lashback to that because it's not very choreographed. And reportedly, Beyonce and Jay-Z will perform Drunken Love. Now that's reportedly. Many people are excited about this, but we'll have to see. And that's it with my Grammy report. There's many other categories I encourage you to check out. Back to you, Jack and Emily.
All right, well, thank you, Allie.
I'm kind of surprised, Taylor Swift isn't taking over the show this year, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that myself. And so we have 2 questions this week for our weekly poll. Emily, why don't you tell us about those?
Okay, well, at the beginning of our show, we talked about Justin Bieber getting arrested in Miami Beach. So we're asking you, if you had the control over Justin Bieber's actions, what would you say to him after his latest incident? We want to hear from you, so use the hashtag HLBieber to answer that question.
All right, and our second question is focused around the Super Bowl coming up. We want to know what you think or who you want to win the Super Bowl. Use the hashtag HLSuperBowl to answer that question. Well, Emily, I think we're almost done. Have any exciting plans for the weekend?
Weekend? Well, after all these snow days, it seems pretty normal, right?
Yeah, the snow days did take a lot, but yeah. So
speaking of which, our next episode, we're looking forward to an interview with the one and only Ryan McElveen. Am I right?
Yes, Ryan McElveen will be talking to us later today, and we want you, if you have any questions that you want us to ask him, please use the hashtag AskRyan, and we will try to answer those questions for you. Well, that's all the time we have today. I'm Jack Norcross.
And I'm Emily Yen. And we'll see you on our next episode.
And remember to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and like us on Facebook. And good night, everyone.